Well, hello, the internet. Thanks for coming back to the Rock and the Hard Place. If this is the first time that you've come to the channel is about somebody living with stiff person syndrome, their point of view, and their efforts to be educational and helpful in the SBS community. So, with that being said, thanks to the Stiff Person Syndrome Research Foundation for helping collaborate with me here on making these videos. Today I'm on vacation, um, and as a number of chronically ill or chronic pain patients will experience or have experienced, is, if you go on vacation, sometimes the rest of your family wants to go on excursions that you can't go on. It's been a couple this week that I've had to miss, and today was a big one. They're driving like an hour away to go to an amusement park, spend hours there, and come home. It's nothing that I could partake in. So I got the chore of slow roasting pork ribs for today, for when they got home. So considering slow roasting, I have some extra time. Yeah. Excuse me. Um, First, I do want to, validate the fact that missing out on excursions starts off being very heartbreaking. It's a hard part of the journey. It's a hard part of feeling like what this disease is stealing from you as a person. uh you get to see your family go out and do a whole bunch of things. You get to see your family travel, and you spend a lot of time at home alone in pain, while the rest of everybody is out having fun. Um, I promise you, you eventually get to a point in your journey where you're happy that though it's stealing it from you, it isn't stealing it from them. And that's a big point to take into consideration when you're feeling bad, is that you have to remember that the best thing you can do is not allow or allow the least amount of things stolen from your family that are being stolen from you because of a chronic disease or a chronic illness. Um, so that being said, I wanted to make this episode a quick episode, just to educate you on IVIG. What exactly IVIG is, what it's used for, and some of the symptoms, some of the uh, debunking some of the myths, and yeah, some of the side effects that you can get from it. First of all, IVIG stands for intravenous immunoglobulin. Your immunoglobulin is basically the plasma that holds your immune system. Um, and so this IVIG comes in a bottle, and each bottle contains between 1,000 and 15,000 different plasma donations. So you'll be getting antibodies from thousands of people, and this is in order to modulate or to make even average your immune system. Um, in my case, I have plasmapheresis right beforehand, so there is no immune system in there at all. So when I get my IVIG, it's like getting everybody else's immunoglobulins without having any of my own, which does help me with my symptoms and is part of my combo therapy for IVIG. There's two ways of administering the IVIG, one of them being IV, as we spoke of, and the other one is called SCIG, which stands for subcutaneous immunoglobulin. And that's typically delivered, like in the belly with a few shots. I'm not too familiar with it, but I've heard, a lot of pros and cons. In the patient community, with most of the cons being that it doesn't work as well as IVIG, that it's a bit more painful because it takes a few needles, but they love it because they can self-administer it. They don't have to have a nurse. They don't have to have a home nurse. They don't have to go to an infusion center, and it's typically much, much quicker than a normal IVIG infusion. Um, Again, this is really secondhand, as I've never had SCIG, so I couldn't tell you exactly. But this is just what I've heard. Um, Yeah. So the thing that is really misunderstood about IVIG is that people expect to have therapeutic reactions, meaning they expect a decrease in their symptoms and an increase in their ability. And if that happens, that's fantastic. But it's a myth that it's supposed to relieve your symptoms. What IVIG is made for, specifically for people with SPS, is to cease or slow progression. Now, if you have symptom relief from it, that's fantastic, and you should continue to do it. But if you are on IVIG and you're not receiving symptom relief, the first choice might not be to just come off of IVIG and do something else. IVIG is tend to use in combination therapies. So you can use IVIG with Rituxan, you can use IVIG with plasmapheresis, you can use IVIG alone. There's many different ways of using IVIG. Um, and just coming off of it just because you're not feeling better from it might want to look a little further into it before just coming off of it. I've heard stories from multiple top doctors that their patients had been taken off of IVIG because of no symptom relief, and the top experts, they shake their head and say, "Oh, they don't understand why the IVIG was being given. It's not for symptom relief." Um, so the other thing to know is that it's a blood product. Um, and with 1,000 to 15,000 different people's antibodies in there, there's always a chance of having an allergic reaction or even an anaphylactic reaction, which is different than most drugs. Most drugs, if you're not allergic to it, you're not allergic to it. Or for me, with Rituxan, it took multiple infusions before I became not allergic to it. But my first few infusions were filled with allergic reactions. Where IVIG, every single one is different because, say, I have 4 bottles given to me in 2 days. That could be up to 60,000 different people's antibodies. There's no there's no 100% way of saying that there isn't any antibody in there that my body isn't either going to be allergic to or have a bad reaction to. The side effects of IVIG typically include migraines or something called the IVIG flu, which is because your body has been filled with so many different people's antibodies, it's not sure what to do, becomes kind of inflamed, and you can kind of have some small flu-like symptoms, headaches, migraines, and serious, reactions end up with aseptic meningitis. Uh, but anyway, I think that pretty much covers up all of IVIG, and also a small part of what it's like living in in chronic pain and disability, and part of the journey of getting through, hanging out by yourself on vacation sometimes when the rest of everybody is out having fun. Um, but it's okay. Like I said, the less that get robbed from them, the better it makes me. And I hope you enjoyed watching. Have a great day.